What's going on, everyone? It's the People's Envoy Updog here with you again, and we got Season 9, Week 1 recap for you on Crucible. Gonna start off with a one that didn't go so well for me, because I always like to show learning opportunities. So, this team here is in Room 4, and I thought I could get around it with just Masters of Evil and with Black Cat, so she could remove the revives, but it didn't quite play out well enough, so I ended up sacking it and then went back in with this team. So we'll see what happens after the sack here. Alright, so we pop in and we're going to special on Bishop to get rid of that taunt, because he drops the taunt anytime he gets attacked. He just gets blown away by Kang's passive there. So then we go all in on Old Man Logan with a basic. And then we can special on him with Moonstone to stun him, because he'll be under the 50% health. So that part, now Old Man Logan is going to be out of the picture, well, here in a minute. I do stun the Panda Pool so that Panda Pool doesn't taunt. It gives him Disrupt too, so definitely can't taunt even if there's some weird thing going on with the passive there. So Panda Pool is out of there. Now we just got to worry about Dorm and Dokken and clean it up, and that's it from there. So unfortunately, I had to do the sack, but because of the rest of the defense that my opponent had, it was pretty much the only choice that I could do. So there you have it for that one. Next up is Room 6, and we're gonna go into an Iron-nati team, is what I'm gonna call them, and we're gonna use New Warriors. New Warriors can beat this team comp with Iron Man. So with Captain Britain, they cannot beat them, but it's an easy team for New Warriors to beat. So once we can get a turn here on my side, we're going to go ahead and special. Even though they have Safeguard, we're still going to special because it still gives her speed bar, and you want her taking that ult as soon as possible for her second turn. Then they don't have immunity, so we can go ahead and rewind that Hank. Hank is the main focus you want to work on this team. He did not get the offense down, but we tried to spread it. It didn't land, so that was unfortunate. But we did get a blind on him and on Iron Man with Cloak. And we're trying to rewind the Mr. Fantastic here with the basic on Dagger, but I forgot they don't assist because of Shuri. So anyway, we go ahead and ult with Gwenpool. Get rid of Hank, get rid of Iron Man. After that, it's pretty much over. Black Bolt did some damage there. He had offense down, so luckily could have done a lot more damage. Got rid of Shuri on the special, and we took out Mr. Fantastic with that Death Pool ult, and it was over. Next up, we got a SuSquatchMind in Room 4, which I thought was interesting, but Cabal still tears it apart. And you'll notice I had Proxima Midnight in there. Now she goes even faster than Zemo, and she can special on, even in Room 4, she can special turn 1, obviously. It doesn't have to rely on her ult. So if you put Proxima as a raider, she can get that early crit that you need for Cabal, and they can still go to work and do what they need to do. I'm really liking that option to use her. The only time she won't be good is if if you're using Cabal against a team that has evades, then she won't be as good. Zemo will be better, because Zemo will clear those evades with his passive, and then he can go in and do his ult. Unless it's Room 4, then you're kind of screwed. So, but pretty much once you get that crit from Proxima, it's off to the races, and Cabal just wipes that team. Alright, next up is a SuSquatchMind. This is in Room 2 this time. This is my round 3. I decided to go with Doom because I used Emma in a different room. So I figured Doom was going to be pretty good. G19, 7 red, star, so wasn't too worried about him. We still got Proxima in there for the early crit. Let's go take a look. Alright, so Proxima. Now, this is where it may not work sometimes. Proxima did not get a crit this time. However, we still made it through. It was just a little less efficient. They're going all into Namor. Scroll ults. Luckily I did bring Doom. If I didn't bring Doom here, that would have been rough. So I flipped the taunt on Sasquatch. Put a disrupt on the Red Goblin, I believe. Yep, here he goes. And then we go boom there. And we took Iron Patriot for the ride. Yeah, Iron Patriot gets the ride. And it's an easy cleanup. So lesson of the story is, if you don't need Emma, if you're going against a scroll, especially in room 2, since he can ult turn 1, it might be a good idea to bring Doom. Hopefully your Doom survives. That's one thing, is you're gonna need him to survive. Mine barely survived. I think he was like, what, 25% health or something? So that was a really close call, but we ended up making it through it. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so the last match we got is gonna be, I had to use Illuminati on offense for the points for the event that's going on. So I didn't have Mr. Fantastic quite built up enough that he would really make a difference in this match, so I decided to go with Kang, because surprisingly I didn't use him anywhere else in the other rooms, and so I brought Kang and Nova because I wanted an extra stun. And so I hadn't used them much on offense. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but the Shuri puts an ability block on Forge. I thought that was probably the right play. Then we're going to slow the Rogue so that she doesn't use her special any faster than she has to. So we special on Rogue. Trying to drop her low. There we go. I dropped her low into stealth. I like how Black Bolt's special does adjacent damage now. It's pretty nice. He doesn't do quite enough damage to get through that Rogue, though, or drop her low again. Then Forge uses his ult, giving everybody all those buffs. Oh, that kill. So that kill from Black Bolt onto Cyclops, that was actually pretty important, because you'll see here later in the match, this match goes on for quite a while. Was not efficient at all. I think if I would have had Mr. Fantastic in there, it would have gone a little bit faster, just because he does pretty good damage now with his ult, and his ult's only like a 3-turn cooldown. He does have a stun as well, so I wouldn't have needed Nova. And so, yeah, just some things that could have went a lot better. I still ended up getting the win, but yeah, the efficiency was not great. We're trying to get through the Rogue here because Forge really isn't a threat anymore. Gambit's still pinging the crap out of my Black Bolt, which I didn't think Black Bolt would have the lowest health, but maybe he did. Just after some attacks and stuff, he just ended up being the one that was the lowest health. So they have Evade right now, and I didn't want to use Black Bolt's ult because it's not unavoidable. I'm not sure why it's not unavoidable. I would think it would be, but oh well. It is what it is. Just got to deal with it. I love Shuri's basic, how she puts an ability block on her basic. That's like amazing. Nova going in with the ult. Lost Black Bolt. Gambit going in with his ult. That didn't scratch us hardly. So now we're just focused on the Gambit just to reduce some of that damage that he's doing to us. So we go ahead and basic Gambit. He revives. I could have chosen a better team probably to go in here, but again, with the way my opponent had their defense, it was tough to come up with a team that I had left to use. And I needed to use Illuminati too, so I thought this would be at least a good test for him. So after the first week, I ended up getting into Masters. So excited to be back in there. I've been in Masters 3 times, so we'll see how it goes. Looks like I'm close in the rankings to quite a few people, like Ambassador Al, Mobile Gamer, Pathfinder. So it'll be an interesting week to see who I match up with. So hope this was helpful for you. Make sure you spend those resources wisely, everyone, and we will catch you in the next one.